This is a bow drill kit, and it's used for making fire.
In this video, Britt is going to show you why this works and how she plans on beating me using science.
Stay tuned.
Have you ever tried to make fire by rubbing sticks together?
Fire by friction is one of our most ancient skills dating back to our earliest beginnings of being human.
One of our favorite techniques for making fire by friction is called bowdrill.
So I have to say, it wasn't always my favorite technique. Unfortunately, being a girl and learning survival skills, I tend to struggle a lot if I try to do things the same way that boys do.
But fortunately, Britt never gives up. She gets creative.
Unfortunately, Oggy is always going to be bigger and stronger than me, which means that if we have a bow drill race, he is always going to win.
Until one night.
Recently, I was lying awake in bed thinking about this very problem, and from the other room came a lonesome meow. From the darkness came our black kitty Buster, the adventure cat. And in this one very uncomfortable moment, he stepped on my stomach with his cute little kitty paws and all of his kitty weight. And in that moment, I had an idea. I was going to beat Oggy using science.
So at the end of this video, we're going to be having a friendly little challenge to prove Britt's theory.
But first, before we do that, we have to talk a little bit about friction and why bow drill works. So let's head on inside. Please, sit down. You know, I've been doing a lot of thinking recently about when we first met. I'll never forget when our friends Chad Clifford and Sarah Delroy first introduced us. It was love at first sight. I don't have to tell you, I mean, things weren't always easy. There was a lot of friction between us, and things heated up pretty quickly. You know, friction is a really interesting concept. If you look at how the word is used in our daily lives, people often talk about friction between people, and what that means is that you might be butting heads and not getting along very well. But if you're looking to make fire, friction is just the thing you need to get yourself started. And so today we're going to take a little look at friction and how it's used to make fire. So what is friction? Well, you've probably felt it before, even if you didn't realize. If you've ever gotten carpet burn on your knees, that's friction. And if you've ever been cold in the wintertime and done this to warm your hands up, that's friction. Friction is when two things rub against each other and they create heat. Now there's two common things that affect friction. One of them is speed, and the other is pressure. And so you can see friction in action when you light a match. There are some chemicals on here at the end that are flammable and help create that spark. But it doesn't just spontaneously combust by itself. You have to add speed and pressure. So if you add a very small amount of speed and pressure, not much happens, right? If you add too much speed and too much pressure, well, you're gonna break your match. But if you add just the right amount of speed and pressure, you get fire. And so let's take a look at the concept of rubbing sticks together to make fire. Now, most people think that you have to rub really hard, really fast, for a really long time in order to eventually get fire. And if you do this, of course, for long enough, you might make a little bit of heat, but you're probably not even gonna get smoke. And that's because you're distributing all of your energy over too much of a surface area. And so the genius of the bow drill is that instead of distributing all of that speed and all of that pressure across a long distance, you keep it all in one spot by spinning it. So this is called a spindle, and this is called a bow. And what you do is you wrap the bow string around your spindle, like so. And what this allows you to do is roll your spindle all the way down, and then roll it all the way up. When you stick it into a little hole like this, then what you get is the ability to spin your spindle like so. Of course, this is not the position you're supposed to be doing it in. And so that is why bow drill works. And so if we want to take a look at today's competition, I have about the same amount of practice and technique as Ogui does, but the one thing that's different about us is we were born into different bodies. Now, there is nothing I can do today to make myself stronger or faster. But if I'm going to win today's competition, there is one more thing that we are forgetting when it comes to friction, and that is where our kitty cat Buster comes in. So if you were lying down in bed like I was the other night, which of these cats would you prefer on your stomach? This one, or this one? Which one of these would you choose? Well, most of us are going to pretty quickly agree that this one wins. This one is more comfortable. But why? Why is that? It's exactly the same cat. It's exactly the same weight. There's no difference between them except the position the cat is taking. And the reason why this one wins the comfort contest is because of something we call surface area. So the amount of surface area this one is taking up is pretty big. The amount of surface area this one's taking up is pretty small in comparison. And this is what I discovered that night. It was a lot more uncomfortable when the cat decided to stand on me like this with all of his little kitty paws than when he finally decided to settle down on my stomach and distribute his weight over a larger surface area. And so that's when I got my idea. There's nothing I can do to increase my own speed today. There is nothing I can do to give me more strength to push down with more pressure in order to beat Ogui, but I can do something about surface area. All I have to do is increase the diameter or the width of his spindle. Now before I go and challenge Ogui, I have one last burning question. How big is too big? I don't think he could even spin this if he tried. But what do you guys think? Should we be fair and give Ogui a chance? I thought so too. And so that's why I made him this other spindle. Since I was able to make smoke with it, I believe that Ogui would be strong enough to make fire with this if he was given enough time. But I believe that because my spindle is thinner, I will be able to direct enough speed and enough pressure into a smaller amount of surface area that I will be able to trick the wood into believing that I am bigger and stronger than I am, and I will be able to get fire first. So I'm feeling really excited about this, but honestly, I'm also a little bit nervous. Do you guys think we're ready? All right, well, wish me luck. Here goes. And what do you guys think we play a trick on Ogui and tell him he has to use this? I'm wondering if you are ready to have our spin-off.
Sure.
Okay, great. Here you go. Here's for me.
What's this?
That's your new spindle.
Spin. Seriously?
This is your new spindle. It is fair. Both of these are made out of the same wood. They're both poplar.
All right.
Good luck
Best
to you.
of luck. Who do you think's gonna win?
Would you like to count us in, maybe in Japanese this time?
1, 2, 3, 始め! That's a lot harder. Quite a bit harder. Whoa, you got smoke.
I think I went a little too long.
Smoke don't mean you have fire though.
It's still going.
I got smoke, but I don't think I have it going yet. Oh, you got this already.
Woo! Ah!
Woohoo!
Ouch! It ripped!
Science wins! So I guess the main takeaway is when something's not working, sometimes you just have to take a different approach.
I think it's important to always try to find a balance between knowing when you need to try something new or when you just need more practice.
You notice the difference, there's more resistance. I need to push down.
And if you're interested in trying your own friction experiments at home, you can experiment with lighting matches if your parents will let you, and you can also go around rubbing things and seeing how hot they get. As a special thank you for watching and helping us get to 100 subscribers, we have some free kids fire-themed worksheets. It is one of our most ancient techniques, ancient skills. Puzzles, word searches, coloring pages, spelling sheets.